Hi, I am Karsa Deerhunter, or just Karsa, or your Empress. I am a variety streamer with the focus in magic and sci-fi games. I also am the founder of Nexus Roundtable, and I have lymphedema and peripheral neuropathy. I stream for one major reason, not just to give facts, but to give insight to what it is to live with lymphedema. While gaming is my passion, it is to my utmost importance for me that I can create an environment where people can be educated and prepare themselves for the event if they or a loved one may find themselves struggling with the crushing weight of lymphedema. Lymphedema is the chronic accumulation of lymphatic fluid within the soft tissues of the body just under the skin. It is painful and it can be found in any part of the body. One of the most scariest aspects of lymphedema is that many patients undergo treatment for cancer, such as radiation therapy and bisectomies, and find themselves developing lymphedema post-treatment. This means they are left with something much more terrifying, something commonly dubbed the silent killer. There are two types of lymphedema that you should be aware of. Primary lymphedema, which is rare and an inherited condition that affects 1 out of 100,000 individuals. And secondary lymphedema, which affects 1 out of 1,000 people. This is mainly due to injury or obstruction in the lymphatic system. Possibly one of the most chilling thoughts is that this silent killer may be present in up to 10 million Americans and hundreds of millions worldwide. More people suffer from these diseases in the United States than suffer from multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, ALS, Parkinson's disease, and AIDS combined. There are 4 stages of lymphedema that you should know. Stage 0 is the lymphatic system is not quite working properly, but edema is not yet present. This stage is reversible. Stage 1, which is soft pitting edema, swelling can be seen when applying soft pressure, but affected arms and legs can be reduced on their swelling if they are left on their own when elevated. With lymphatic drainage, massage, compression garments, proper eating, low carb, low fat, and/or low salt, this also can be reversible. And currently there is research being done, human trials, for these 2 stages. And it is Learn that's doing it. Stage 2, painful swelling is increased. Tissue can be hardened and thickened. Fibrosis and sclerosis can also develop. Pressure indentations can be applied, but they will not bounce back for a while, if ever. High risk for cellulitis infections of the skin is possible, and sepsis may occur. At this point, maintenance is the only thing possible. A lymphatic pump lymphatic drainage massage, compression garments, and proper eating can only maintain the level and keep it from heading to the final stage. Stage 3, swelling is extreme. Skin is hardened, fibrotic, bulges of skin and fluid occur, poorly healing wounds, cellulitis, and sepsis chances are even more increased. Life and limb is possible. Threatened life and limb is possible. Yes, you can die from this. For me, I have stage 2 lymphedema in my left leg due to trauma. I also have it in my tummy. Stage 1 lymphedema is in my right leg, and less than a month ago, I had a bout of cellulitis, which is, of course, the skin infection. October 2012, my life changed forever. I had over 200 books fall on my leg from a bookshelf that broke in my home. I thought I dodged a bullet, but 3 days later, I ended up with getting cellulitis from a cut that turned into a DVT, which is deep vein thrombosis, or in other words, a blood clot. I had begun to develop lymphedema without even knowing what it was. For 3 years, I was told that I was just overweight by one of my doctors. I eventually became so exhausted from hearing that same line ad nauseum, heatedly asked the doctor, how is this even possible, this diagnosis that you give me, when my leg is 3 times the size of the other? There must be something more that needs to be done. I stormed out of the office angry, uncertain, and depressed. It was not until I went through several doctors, tests, and then landed on one who knew what they were talking about that I finally got the diagnosis. Unfortunately for me, this diagnosis came too late. It had already moved on into my left leg, and it was hitting stage 2. It was irreversible, and the rest of my body was starting to show effects of this trauma. In 2016, I lost my job as a massage therapist and could not keep other jobs, as I could not endure the pain that it was to stand up for my shifts. In 2016, I ended up in the hospital with another bout of cellulitis. After that, I was sent to a physical therapist who was specialized in lymphedema treatment. Finally, I was getting the help I needed, but it was expensive. The compression garments that were to help with the swelling are $500 each. Each session with the therapist is $250, and they are sold at 20 session packages of 5,000. The lymphatic pump, could be anywhere from $700 to $1,000 or more. Insurance sure would help with the sessions, but only once. As only once I had met the insanely high deductible. And they could always say, no, you may not have this piece of garment because the other one is still fine, even if it is stretched out. I now have to deal with the medical and financial burden of this disease that is rarely talked about and known even less. Lymphedema has caused more issues over time. I started losing feeling in my hands and feet, and reoccurring bouts of cellulitis in other parts of my body was starting to take on fluid, causing trips up and down the stairs to become more and more difficult. And if that was not enough, depression went from manageable to being the only state of being I could remember. If it were not for my husband and daughter being there for me, I would not be here talking to you right now. Luckily, Learn has helped me find the information I need to know. They've helped pay for most of my garments and even the lymphatic pump. And this is the reason why I'm here today, to ask for your help in donations, listening to the stories that of the ones who are presenting and streaming. I also want to explain to you quickly that they are politically involved in lobbying for this to become part of the Disability Act, which it is currently not. I have felt the calling to tell you my story so others would have a better chance to prevent or even beat this terrible disease. I have learned I cannot do a charity event alone. So now, for the second year in a row, I've asked my friends to help me with this event. Many have said yes. So what I want from you today is to take away from this event the knowledge of what it is and how it can affect you. That there is a system out there, there is a disease out there that is called the silent killer. And Learn, which is Lymphedema Education and Research Network, is currently not only researching, but helping out people who already have it. Yet, if you wish to share your hard-earned money and donate to Learn, I will be most appreciative. This is your Empress, Karsa Deerhunter, the channel where faith, magic, and technology unite while sharing cookies and milk. Yes, cookies and milk, because we love them. And now, on to the rest of the stream.